Hi there, Tyler creator of Nefarious games.
Hey guys, my name is Zachary Miller, and I'm the animator, artist, and musician on Feral Forest. Feral Forest is a 2D survival shooter where you're basically fighting your way through hordes of birds, and your mission is to see what weapons you unlock, and see what birds you discover, and how many days you can survive in the Feral Forest.
We had a whole bunch of really cool ideas, and you can see it in the art of how the earth moves around and how the day and the nights change. And once we release it, we're thinking about adding more maps with more seasons, and so there's just so much potential for world building within this just little 2D world that we've been really excited about, and creating this whole ecosystem. So we're really excited about the potential for Feral Forest. Eventually the plan is to actually make arcade machines that we can put locally around Wisconsin at local Wisconsin businesses, but maybe branch out. And we just wanted to create a really great mobile game and arcade game that can really start the process of us getting into the mobile game space. And it's just been a whole lot of fun to try to make a game that has, very simple controls, but that can still be very complex. And I take a lot of inspiration, at least from Nazi Zombies. That was a game that I loved growing up, and a lot of the ideas are based on stuff like that. Stuff like, obviously Duck Hunt. And we got through it, and we're really happy with how polished the game is. And I think that even though Feral Forest is a simple mobile game, you will be able to feel the polish that we've put on this. So we wanted to have a bunch of really cool Kickstarter benefits, and you can look through them. We set a whole bunch of goals. Obviously, if we can get a decent amount of funding, we set a lot of stretch goals of being able to hire some more artists on, and adding more maps, adding more bosses, adding a bunch of really cool stuff. And we wanted to stray away from pay to win, but I love the idea of limited time cosmetics, because as a gamer it's kind of a flex. And so we wanted to add a bunch of really cool weapons, really cool character skins that you can only get in the Kickstarter that are exclusive to the Kickstarter. We are also considering adding cards, sending people cards with different characters on it, with different weapons, and having different rare combinations that people can collect, because I know people like that. There is a bunch of cool merch that we are adding. You can check it out. And then ultimately, for our big Kickstarter rewards, Feral Forest is special because I have dogs, I love my dogs, and a lot of my friends have dogs. And I think that it's really cool to have your dog immortalized in a game that's all about dogs. I had a dog that passed during the development process, my very first dog, and he is Mason, and he is one of the dogs in the game. And I love that he's always going to be immortalized in the game forever. And my kids will be able to play this game and play as my first buddy, which was Mason. And I think that that's why one of our bigger rewards is that essentially you'll be able to work with Zach and create your dog and create your dog's persona and put him in the game and play him or her and be able to play with them, and everyone worldwide will be able to play with them, and it'll be a really cool way to immortalize your dog. So if you have a son or a daughter or a girlfriend or a boyfriend that you want to get for them, or it's just a gift you could get for yourself, and really be able to immortalize your dog in a mobile game that everyone will be able to play. And I just think it's a super special thing that we're able to offer, and we can't let everyone do it, so we had to kind of put it behind a paywall. But I think that it's a really cool thing we're able to offer with this game, and I'm really excited about it, to meet a whole bunch of people's dogs and see what characters that we're able to come up with. So possibilities for the future, I know obviously Nefarious Games as a whole, a bunch of stuff that is in the works. We have some really big Steam games in the works, as well as some other mobile arcade games in the works, and that is coming up, and I'm not going to spoil too much here. As far as Feral Forest, we're working through adding some new maps with some new birds. I know I will give a little sneak peek of, I know we're working on an Arctic map and a tropical map first, but there's a lot of really cool map ideas coming out, and I think that there's just a lot of potential, like I said before, with the world building. There's also the ability to add weapons to the game. So one of the really cool things about Feral Forest is we have a lot of weapons, both ranged firearms as well as special alien weapons and melee weapons, like the boomerang or like the nunchucks, or there's a bunch of cool ones, the chainsaw. And I think that another cool thing alongside being able to add your dog is adding your own weapon to the game. So we can work through cool ideas for some sort of either secondary or primary weapon and adding it to the game and finding its place in the cohesive meta of Feral Forest. So I think our expectations for the game is, we want Feral Forest to become a pretty popular mobile game, and I want it to snowball to be a very competitive game that people can compete on. When I was in school, I remember us playing Temple Run, Flappy Bird, and trying to get a high score. And I like the idea of having a limitless high score that people can try to achieve. So that's kind of the thing that we want with Feral Forest, kind of like Nazi Zombies, where you can potentially play forever. You can get to an extremely high level, and so flexing what level you got to is something that you can compete with your friends on, which we think is a really cool thing.
I want to say thank you so much for supporting Feral Forest, and I hope you have as much fun playing it as we have making it. Thank you.